refine. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Recording was started right now. So thanks, Smita. So whether you are charting a new course or seeking to refine your current path, this webinar will provide you with insights and strategies to make informed and confident decisions. Now, so what does C and Beyond? Where does C and Beyond stand, and what do we essentially do? So basically, C and Beyond, as you all of you might be knowing about us and have been connected with us for quite some time. So C and Beyond, we help persons from shipping fraternity to take well-informed professional decisions. So while you are making your transition ashore, there was a time when I was sailing, and in fact, Captain Rana, who is the founder of the Sea and Beyond, uh, when he was looking for a transition, there was lack of information. So there was a period when there was lack of information for the seafarers to take, and most of the time it was we used to go around and be confused and take some random decisions and find in middle of somewhere probably where we shouldn't be at all. But then that was the way how people used to transition their career from ship to shore. But later on, a time came wherein there is, you can say, abundance of information around you. So today we are standing in a situation where there is an abundance of information available, which again is not really helping us. In fact, it is creating more and more confusion to us to understand which is the proper or the right path for us. So Sea and Beyond, in its efforts, what we do is basically we help seafarers to make an informed decisions, and also we uh, aspire to become one-stop solution for most of our needs for the persons who are in the shipping industry. So this is the main reason why we are doing what we are doing. And through webinars, we try to connect with seafarers through courses and other guidance platforms that we have. We try to connect with seafarers and guide them to make an informed decision. Now, going further, so the agenda for this webinar. So like every webinar, we come up very frequently with webinars trying to connect with seafarers and guide them on various matters. The agenda for this webinar is, when should I start planning my career? So this is one of the most important and the first steps where we need to address to this part, that when should I start planning my career? Usually we all get stuck up with our COC, preparations, completing our C time for the next COCs and all. So the question in mind is, when should we, when is the right time when I should be starting to plan my career? Now, once we determine that, the next time comes is the process for career planning. So what should be the process? Should it be random or should it be a structured process? How can I process my career? How should I make my approach into a process, a systematic approach that I can have? Third thing is the skill sets and enhancements, right? The skill sets and enhancements are also equally important, because the first thing is that we need to identify ourselves, what skill sets we do have already, which would take us to the next level. And the second thing, we also need to explore and identify what skill sets are required. So that is about that's how where we can find the gap and basically enhance our skills accordingly, right? Next, a very popular question, that is MBA. So if I really go around and talk to people and those who are planning for a transformation, the very first thing and probably the one thing that comes into their mind is, let's do an MBA. So MBA is a very good option indeed, and a very common path which people do take. But the question we need to also address to is the MBA for you? Is it for me? Right? There are other courses as well along with MBA. Like, is a maritime focused course for you? So there are other courses which are available. It can be short term courses, it can be certification courses, it could be MSc courses, and other, in fact, even ICS examinations are there available today. So what all other options do we have? Or should I be taking those? Or is it best for me? Which one is best for me? So these questions are again, which comes into our mind. Then going further, MBA and MS versus MS, maritime focus versus modular courses. So this is what I was basically talking about. The various courses that are available, which we could take, and then further addressing to full-time versus distance learning, right? Full-time versus distance learning. Should we do a full-time course or distance learning? Or many times people think that, okay, distance learning or online classes are not that value generating. So we will see all of these in today's webinar. And what would be the right time for each type of the course, right? What would be the right time for each type of the course, when you should be taking this, when is the right time for going for a modular course, when is the right time to go for an MBA? All of these we will be covering in this today's webinar, and the way forward, right? How we should then take our next steps. So in order to discuss on all of these, we have today with us Captain Gaurav Rana and Captain Amit Bhandari here, who have a deep understanding of the industry, and basically they will guide us through the key steps in career planning. So quickly, let me introduce you to Captain Amit Bhandari. Right. So Captain Amit Bhandari, who is obviously been a master mariner, been out in the sea for a long time. He has 32 plus years of experience in maritime industry. He's a certified life coach, trained hypnotherapist, and professional counselor. He is dedicated to empowering seafarers to achieve mental well-being and also into their career excellence. He has successfully guided numerous individuals in overcoming mental health struggles. And Captain Bhandari's holistic approach reflects his passion for fostering resilience, purpose, and fulfillment within the seafaring community. So with his vast experience as a sailor, plus his knowledge and experience that he has gained, he has into life coach and also as a personal coach. He's the best fit for today's webinar, and he'll be talking much more about it and how we should be taking our next steps in our career moves. So I would like to welcome Captain Amit Bhandari, sir.
Thank you, Captain Kulu. Guys, everybody can hear me? Let me also check if my comms are good. Just give me a thumbs up or something in the chat.
Can hear you, Amit. Thanks.
Great,
Oh.
great. Also, in the meantime, I have launched a poll here, so you can please fill up the poll as well as we go with introduction with Captain Amit, sir. Captain Amit, over to you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you CN Beyond. Thank you Captain Rana for inviting me, and thank you all of you for coming here and ready to listen to all of us. You are giving good valuable time to us on this Saturday. I think you have probably many other things to do, but this shows the dedication and it shows the need of the industry that today there is such opportunities and such platforms like CN Beyond and us who are there to guide you and to help you. So let me quickly switch on my presentation. 1 second. Okay. So everybody can see this. Okay, Gaurav, you'll have to tell me because I am not able to see the chats now.
Sure, we'll take the questions on the chat later. So my request to all of the participants here, you can please put your questions if you have anything in the chat box. However, we'll take the questions towards the end from the chat box, right? Thank you very much.
So
Also,
I'm
we
not,
have the breakup of the ranks of the audience that we have here. So I would like to quickly take up here. We have top four sailing, about 43% of the participants today are from top four sailing professionals. Then we have operational level professionals, about 15 of them, which is 33%. About 17% of them are settled ashore, and three candidates who are fresh or maybe never went to sea. So this is the audience we have today, sir. Thank you.
right. So good. We got a lot of senior people here. So it's a good mix. We got a lot of juniors, all of us together who make Merchant Navy. So, guys, welcome again. And one big question which everybody starts getting at one point in their life is, why do we want change? I want all of you to even, put it down in your chats as a reply and be part of my presentation or be part of the conversation so that we make it more interactive. So, what happens exactly with human beings is that we have two basic needs of our life. Number one need that we have is the basic, which is survival. Survival means what? Everybody understands what is survival? Let me switch my. Okay, survival. So, survival means we are talking about roti, kapda, makan, and the best part is that all of you here are not in a situation where survival is a question. Is anybody here having a problem finding his today morning's dal roti? Please raise your hand or please say no. Very good. Even IMS cadet says no. So I'm sure all other seniors are not having a dal roti problem here. So that's the crux of the matter, that we need to understand. We need to be a little more rational in our approach while we live on earth, that we have to be above roti kapda makan if we are somebody who is starting to see transition in their careers, starting to think about an MBA. Obviously, you are not worried about your daily survival and your family is not sitting and going hungry. Now, why do we exactly look for a change in our life? Anybody can make a guess that what are the two human needs that we have? Number one, survival. Number two, anybody can make a guess? Please write in the chat box. What do you think is our number two requirement? Very basic, no high funder talk. Very, very basic. Family, growth, stability, very good. Very nice. Atul, Sumit, Yogesh, family time, okay. Happiness, very big word, happiness. Purpose, wow. So you see what is happening, everybody is pointing out things which are their pain points, okay. So Srijan and Srijan looking for more money. So basically what we are looking for as a human after our survival is joy. Joy. Once my roti kapda makan is taken care of, all I want is joy. Now, joy for that individual will come depending on his definition of success at that time in life. Now, if a person is 18-year-old, his definition of success is not to have a retirement fund, right? A 18-year-old is not going to think about a retirement fund, but a 18-year-old is thinking about probably the next girlfriend that he wants, or the next career planning where he can make some money. So his joy is related to that. Rohit Singh said he wants to retire comfortably, and Captain Saket is better prospects. So everybody, based on that need in life at that time that they are in, is the joy that they are looking for. But please understand, this is a very critical, very simple point: survival and joy. Minute you go out of survival, you're looking for joy. So let's move to the next understanding here. Everybody with me? Anybody having a doubt, question, please keep your questions for later. We are keeping a very short presentation here. We don't want to bore you. We don't want to make you die to death. So now we want to understand change. Now, change comes in many ways. Number one way of getting change is instant gratification. How many of you have eaten an eclair today or in their life? Please give me a yes if you've eaten an eclair anytime in your life. Wow, Captain Saket has eaten eclair for sure. Rishabh, Captain Aswat. Very good. Thank you guys. Everybody at one point of our life has eaten eclair because eclair hit the best human psychology. It is the fact that I don't want to buy a chocolate, but at the same time, I have the need for a sugar and I want to get that chocolate like feel which I can carry in my pocket and a very quick one. Now, eclair is the best example of instant gratification. Let me give you other examples of instant gratification. Yes, Atul has his hand up. Atul, we will just finish the presentation because I will lose my flow otherwise. And we have kept the questions for the end. Otherwise, if I start taking questions now, then we will land up increasing the length bit too long. Number two, instant gratification, alcohol. You all must be wondering, we are come here to understand career transition. Why are we discussing this? It's to understand that alcohol is also giving you very quick instant gratification. And number three, smoking. Anybody who doesn't relate with any of this, adult sites? Okay, no need to answer this. Now what happens is to instant gratification. Instant gratification is unfortunately and sadly not the right gratification. Now, this is giving you change. Now, every seafarer here, please understand, now the real concept starts. Please understand, in your life at every given point, you've been looking for change. You joined Merchant Navy and you did not talk about transitioning your career because you got a change when you promoted from cadet to a third engineer or a third officer or a second officer. When you then started getting bored of that rank, you looked at another change and you thought, what's the best next change? You got your exams done, you became a chief officer or you became a second engineer. Then you were just about starting to get bored again and little more money attracted you and you thought, let me anyway have a change, and you had the rank change of captain. Now what happens is, as captains and as chief engineers, we reach the top of the industry and now there is no scope of change. So the human mind starts wondering and starts thinking, how do I get a different drive now in my life? I want to transition my career. ये career कितना बेकार है, मैं पानी में ही घूमता हूँ, ये है वो है. So all the complaining will start because deep down it's your human desire which is starting to ask for a change. So now instant gratification during your career, during your weeks, during your days, you have done eclairs, alcohol, smoking, adult sites and many other things. But now as you're progressing in your career, you're looking for a different transition. That is when the right way of transitioning is, the right satisfaction comes from long-term gratification, which will give you long-term satisfaction and it will be in your control. Let me explain this to you, because let's say you want to give an IIM Ahmedabad exam. Captain Gaurav here is a IIM Ahmedabad pass out. So please give him a big round of applause, guys. I think that's a big achievement. I never knew till just a few days ago. I saw, "Arey, Gaurav, तूने तो IIM Ahmedabad किया हुआ है यार. You're a genius, boss." So guys, let's see the claps happening. So what happens is you look for a transition where you feel, let me work hard for my IIM. Now that will require you to put in a long-term effort, and that long-term effort will give you long-term gratification. Once you get into IIM Ahmedabad, you know, man, I have arrived in my career. What do you say, Gaurav? You agree with me? Give me a thumbs up. You feel that yes, I have arrived. Now that long-term gratification, no, doesn't go away. It doesn't go away like alcohol, like smoking, like eclair. It stays because you put in that long-term effort into that. So very important, please understand this concept that change is something which can come to you in two ways: instant gratification or the right approach and the right satisfaction. So if any questions, please hold on to your horses. Another concept which I'm going to explain to you right away is that please understand you are going to get a aha moment after you understand this six human needs that I'm going to talk about. You will say, oh my God, I think this is me. So all of you, are you ready for this? Are you ready to see the six human needs? Please give me a thumbs up and tell me you're excited. Are you excited? Please type excited. Are you excited to know about the six human needs? Super. Thank you, Suresh, Pawan, Captain Vikas. Thanks, guys. Your excitement keeps us excited. Thanks, Tushar, Mithun. So, guys, the six human needs. Now, it doesn't mean these six human needs, which I'm going to show you, come in the same line as I'm showing it to you. It's just the order that randomly has been put. But at the same time, you will realize that one of these six human needs is your driver. It is something that drives you in your life. Okay, so pay attention and first understand it. Number one human need is certainty. Certainty in life. It means I want stability, boss. I want a job which is well paying. I want to be stable. मुझे इधर उधर जाना नहीं है, ज़्यादा अपना स्टेबल होना चाहिए, पैसा आते रहना चाहिए, फैमिली शुड बी सिक्योर. सो वी ऑल एज ह्यूमंस आर लुकिंग फॉर सर्टेनिटी. Number two is very confusing, uncertainty, because this is where the change concept comes in. Because we say, you know what, I want some excitement in my life here. Who wants a bloody boring life, right? You don't want a life where everything is so boredom, like you are going to the ship, same monotonous routine, ghar mein aaye, wahi routine. That's why we look for holidays. We think, chalo yeah, let's take the family out for a holiday. That's where you're looking for excitement and uncertainty, because sometimes we want that fear of the unknown. We want to know we don't want to know the end of the movie as yet, right? Because we want the uncertainty which should not be declared to us yet. Number three human need is significance. Now see, very important for somebody like me. I have probably worked ashore now almost 15-17 years, and this क्लैरिटी केम टू मी आफ्टर मेनी ईयर्स. आई रियलाइज यार मैं किसी भी नौकरी में 2 साल से ज़्यादा ठहरता क्यों नहीं हूँ. आई रियलाइज दैट बिकॉज माई सिग्निफिकेंस in that place is not what I am thinking I am looking for. So there is money, there is stability, but I don't have the significance which I'm feeling from deep in my heart. I don't want to keep doing the same ships running while my heart and my mind is going towards human behavior, how people behave, what a human mind does. So my significance was lacking in these things. So significance is one of the very critical things to understand. Connection and love. See, if wherever we are in our career and our life, if we don't feel that connection and that love, when we join a ship, I was one of the first people to suggest to Anglo-Eastern in my workshop in 2012 that, sir, we must have a moral policy that anybody who comes on board the ship should feel connected and should feel loved. He should not be received at the gangway, looking at him up and down, go change into your bloody boiler suit and get on the deck. You know, that kind of a thing, creating a fear, first thing the person comes, is not the right way for somebody to be welcomed into his family. So connection and love is very important for you to survive wherever you are working at the moment. Then number 5 is growth. You see, getting promoted in ranks is growth. Now, as long as growth is happening, you will find that you are able to sustain and survive, or you will have reasons to continue. The Indian Navy, our defense forces, they hardly had any top rank officials. They had commanders, they had lieutenant commanders, but very few. If you see 20 years ago, commanders were very few. But then what happened? The junior rank people started getting promoted, started reaching the level of promotion. But sorry, somebody saying something? Okay, please please mute guys, whoever has unmuted by mistake. So the Navy found that anybody who's reaching the experience level is now looking to be a commander. But Navy said we don't have so many commanders. So that started creating a problem and people started leaving the Indian Navy. So then they decided that let's increase the number of commanders also, because everybody wants growth. Everybody wants to see that rise. And last is contribution. If you don't feel that you're contributing to your industry in some way, yet you're not solving any problem for the industry in some way, you're not somebody that they ask, bhai, how do we solve this? What is your opinion? That contribution which you need to give to the industry, then you will not feel loved and you'll not feel connected. So guys, these are the 6 human needs. Now I want you to please type in the chat here and tell me which is the human need which you relate with maximum and you feel you really need that. Now what will happen is somebody might feel, sir, I want all of these. Yes, you might need all of these, but what will happen if I don't give you excitement and I don't give you significance and I don't give you connection and love and I don't give you growth, but I give you certainty like stability? You might say, yeah, I can still hold on. So tell me, what is that gives you the aha moment? Yes, so Rishabh says everything. Correct, Rishabh. So look little deeply that what if that one thing is missing, you will not love the other things, right? So for example, if you don't have excitement in that job, for you, don't think for other people, please, only for you. So if you don't have that excitement, very good. Now people are understanding contribution, significance, growth. So you see, you have your own aha moment with this to understand that why am I looking for a change? Why do I want to go into an MBA? Why do I want to now transition my career? Maybe I want to make my skills little better while I'm in merchant navy. Many times you'll get a captain, or this is a shitty life, or you'll get some officer, he'll say shitty life, I want to leave merchant navy, while you'll get another officer saying merchant navy is a great career yaar, why do you want to leave? कौन है वो बेवकूफ जो तुम्हें बोलता है मर्चेंट नेवी छोड़ने के लिए? So each one is operating out of their human need. Everybody, are you with me? Are you understanding that why somebody else may guide you differently? Give me a thumbs up if you understand this. Perfect. So don't blame those guys who advise you differently. So guys, that is what I have for you today, and I'm going to hand over back to Captain Gauravs. Both are Captain Gauravs. So I'll be seeing you again towards the end of the seminar, end of this webinar, where if you have any questions, I'll come back. Thank you so much for listening to me. If you have any questions, please keep them. I will take your Q&A very much after this. Thank you.
Thanks, Amit. I hope you guys can hear me. Can you hear me, Amit? Gaurav?
Yes,
I can hear
we
you.
hear Yeah.
I can hear you, Gaurav.
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Great. Hey, thanks, Amit. Very well said. And for me, on these 6 human needs, I think contribution and growth is what I subscribe to, and which keeps my fire burning, and which really keeps the passion on. But you connected on various aspects with at least me, and I'm sure with all of the persons over here. Very good talk by you. Guys, what I'm gonna do is I'll probably try and address that instant gratification part which Amit was talking about. So essentially, Amit probably went a little deep, a little bit on the human needs, a little bit on what a person requires. What I'll tell you is a straight formula which I believe is has probably helped me, or I have shared it with a few people and they liked it, and that's the reason which I would probably like to share that with you in a flowchart format, which will come in the next slide. But a quick word about myself: 25 years in the industry, 2 years in command, and 4 years I was technical director in one of the leading maritime consulting company before I started on my own 9 years back as C and Beyond. And I was working in IBM as one level below associate partner. And education, as Amit said, I did it from IIM Ahmedabad, my MBA, and BSc from BITS Pilani. It was a distance learning, and a few IT related courses is what I've done. We've managed to do a few firsts in C and Beyond. We addressed the career transition issue, which was extremely close to my heart, which is the main reason why I started C and Beyond. And we're being endorsed by various senior professionals in various domains. We've been doing webinars for honestly more than nine years. We have a few services: LinkedIn, career guidance, jobs, education, and a lot of these things is what we do at C and Beyond. Now, what I am gonna talk more about is how do you upskill, or what can you do to upskill yourself, right? So one of the key things which people tend to do or have a thought process is that let me do an MBA, and that is essentially the panacea that will serve all my goals, or whatever I want from life. MBA will serve. So MBA, many become a destination, right? So what I'm trying to do in this slide is try and share with you my thoughts on whether you should be doing an MBA, and if so, what kind of MBA you should be doing, right? So first question for you to ask is, do you want to stay in shipping, right? Now, if you want to stay in shipping, then MBA may not be the best option. Fair and square over here. If you want to stay in shipping, MBA not the best option, because MBA doesn't recognize or shipping doesn't recognize MBA a lot. It recognizes your domain experience and probably studies which are related to your particular domain. Right? That's given more weightage to an MBA. Is this changing? Yes, it is changing, but maybe it'll take maybe a decade or so to probably possibly fully change, or may not change also. But that's my initial thought. Now, second is, do you want to move away from shipping? Then absolutely, MBA is probably the best option for you to go ahead. But then how should you choose the MBA, and what option do you should be taking? If your age is less than 30, right, and you're looking for an MBA, look for a full-time MBA from top 20 colleges in the geography where you would like to work, right? So look at the geography, understand where you would like to work, then look at the top 20, and you can choose any MBA from them there. If your age is between 30 to 35, then you should be looking at only top 10 MBAs, right? Again, the geography, select the top 10 MBA and start applying over there. If you're between 35 to 40, then you should only look at top 3, maybe top 5 colleges. Do not even apply outside those colleges, is what I would suggest. And of course, you can, do an MBA from there. More than 40, I wouldn't recommend an MBA, because, I mean, for the purposes of transition, or for the purposes of a better employment in the near future, A full-time one is probably not recommended, right? Now, distance learning MBA is generally not beneficial unless there is a qualification criteria, right? So what happens is in some companies, and more so in the government ones, that you need to have an MBA to get promoted, right? Or maybe if it's in your company as well, then do a distance learning program, which will help you to be qualified for a promotion. The second reason why you could do a distance learning is um, um, for your own self. If you want to learn, right, then go ahead and do a distance learning MBA as well, right? Now I have this also this band which is at the bottom, which goes from green to red, and the reason why I have it's shown like that is because it's less risky when you're doing an MBA at a younger age, and the higher or the older you are, it becomes more risky for you to do an MBA in terms of getting the ROI in a tangible way. In terms of learning, you will learn a lot, but I mean, our mind doesn't work in just in terms of learning. Most of our mind, we'll look at tangible gains. So that's why the risk increases when you do an MBA. When you are older and then you start planning to do an MBA, right? Um, Moving to the next slide. Now, so now let's look at shipping, logistics, sports focused courses, right? Now, if you want to stay in shipping, right? And that was the first thing which I had said in the earlier slide. If you want to stay in shipping, then MBA or a non-shipping MBA is probably not the best. But if you want to stay in shipping, then these are the kind of courses which are preferable, right? The companies over there, they value sailing experience a lot, right? And you would also be able to leverage your experience more when you do these kind of courses. So if you want to continue sailing, right, and no plans to leave sailing in the near future, then you could look at a distance learning shipping focused programs, right? It could be MSc, it could be law, it could be those kind of postgraduate programs which you could be looking at. If you don't, and this will help you in enhancing your thought process, right? The main thing which education does is your perception or the way you look at things, all of those changes as and when you study further, right? So and this is what will happen to you if you want to continue sailing. If you do a distance learning program, the way you understand things and the way you react to them, that will change. Now, if you don't want to continue sailing for eternity and you have plans to sail for 1 to 4 years, right? Now, if your age is more than 35, when you would quit sailing, right, then enroll for a distance learning program, preferably a 2-year program. So you want to sail for the next 4 years, 1 to 4 years, but when you want to quit, you have a plan in mind and your age at the time of quitting would be 35, then enroll for a distance learning program. But if your age is less than 35 when you plan to quit, then you should understand your interest. You should shortlist a college which is in line with your interest. Your interest could be in ports, your interest could be in commercial, your interest could be in law, your interest could be pure shipping, your interest could be I don't know, supply chain. So that's the interest. Shortlist the college which are more known for those kind of courses. Save money, right? So you still have about 1 or 2, 4 years for sailing. Save the money, right? And then invest in a full-time course. You are leaving in less than a year, the sailing, again, I'll say the same thing. Understand your interest, shortlist college, save money, and invest into full-time course. Some of the courses which you can, of course, look at is law and shipping operations and management. Those were on the distance learning side, which are if you want to continue sailing. If you want to enroll for a distance learning program, then there's again law, operations, management. If you want to look at full time, then plethora of options. Actually, we've just written a few, but there are many more options available, right? Again, what I mentioned, what are the courses available for full time? Economics and logistics, maritime law, international maritime business, commercial shipping, supply chain, trade and logistics, logistics and port management, shipping and logistics. Why we have written down all of these courses on the full-time or distance learning is because many a times we are not aware of the kind of courses that we could do. And because we're not aware, we don't know the difference also. And sometimes when we are aware, we don't know the difference still. So we can, of course, help you in explaining the difference, but that's for another day. I'll probably take a one-to-one discussion because that becomes a lot more specific. And on the distance learning side also, we have written the kind of courses that you could do. Now, how do you pick a course, right? You've decided which kind of course you would like to do. You may want to go for an MBA. You want to stay in shipping. You may probably want to look at a shipping focused course. You've decided you want to do a full-time course or a distance learning course. And you know that within this duration, I would like to probably do one of the courses. Now, once you have done that, then you need to pick a course. And how do you pick a course is understand your interest, right? So, this, and of course, we can help you with in terms of your personality, which kind of field would probably be better for you. So take professional help if you want. If you can decipher yourself, do it yourself. Understand your interest. Look at the geography where you would like to get into, and that's very important because sometimes people are a lot confused that I want to stay in India, I want to go outside. If you're outside with geography, check the credibility of those colleges, of those courses. Check where can you get the maximum and the most relevant network, right? One of the most important things that I have gained from my college MBA is my network, right? Now, if I have to ask a question about, about tech, about maybe manufacturing, about anything, it's not very far off. I can just call up one of my friends and, they can answer me. And then you look at the ROI and then you choose a course, right? I'm summarizing whatever I've said. MBA, if you don't want to continue shipping, age is on your side, you're good in academics, you're prepared for a bigger competition, go for an MBA. Shipping focus, you want to leverage your years of experience. One second. Rahul, you got to mute yourself. All right. Shipping focused, if you want to leverage your years of experience, you're looking beyond superintendent roles and you want to move into associated fields. Modular courses, you're looking at a stable job, you don't want a lot of disruption, you need an incremental growth. So basically you are in the HSEQ department, you want to move to commercial, then do one of those courses, right? So you'll have that role change, you'll have that growth. And one of the areas where I strongly suggest every one of us to look at is tech related upskilling, right? Start those small free courses probably, and then move to a bigger paid one, understanding which kind of technology is you are liking to read about, right? So whether you should be doing full-time distance learning or you don't need an additional learning, full-time preferable to do before 40. Distance learning can be done when sailing or in shore job, no age limit, no additional learning. That's all right. People have succeeded without any additional learning as well. And these are the stats which I'm trying to then give you. 3 to 5% people opt for full-time learning. 5 to 10% people, actually nowadays probably more, maybe I think 15% people opt for distance learning. Many people don't opt for an additional learning, right? 90% who have, so out of these, on the full-time side, out of the 5% who would have opted for full-time course, 90% of them would have a better career progression, right? On the distance learning side, of the 5 to 10%, 65% would have better advancement. And even if you have not done any additional upskilling, you could still go at the top, but the probability reduces, right? So the probability of success in a professional career reduces if you have not done any learning, and increases if you have done a skill enhancement, and more so in a full-time basis. Typical questions which I get, and probably been fortunate to talk to a lot of people when they are looking for a career transition or a new course. Will I get placement? There is no course in the world which can guarantee you a placement. And I am Ahmedabad also, which is the #1 college in India. Does everyone get placed? No. Do everyone get offer? Yes, but they may not get an offer on the kind of role that they may look at. So they decline it, right? But so will I get placed? No guarantee, but there are very high chances, right? You'll not get immediate returns, but you will really get, long-term returns are for sure there. How much salary do I get after passing out? So don't look at the last to last batch. Look at a more longer perspective when you check this. You don't know when you get into the course what happens worldwide, right? It's a VUCA world. You might have another war, or you might have a recession. So no one can guarantee a kind of salary that you will get after you pass out, but for sure, it all evens out after 2-3 years. The ROI will be there on long-term basis. Another question which I get a lot is only master COC valid to enroll for a full-time course? Mostly yes, but it depends on the course. But it mostly yes. So you'll have to connect to us, and we can tell you for which it is, and how it is for sure yes, and for the others, what else do you have to do? Again, plan for a course because you want to upskill, right? Not just for a job. Job is a byproduct. If you sit in the course, if you read well, if you understand well, if you build your network, if you impress the professors, you will progress, you will get a good job. There are no two ways about it, but do it because you want to learn, right? How can we help you? We are partnered to 40 plus colleges around the world where we are offering you courses. So what are we doing actually? We are partnered to 40 plus colleges. We are now developing and delivering certification courses with Gujarat Maritime University. One of the interesting things about this GMU collaboration is that you can do modular courses. So you can do a course which is for a 3-month course, say on commercial shipping. You can do a 3-month course into tech. You can do a 3-month modular course into, say, communication skills or leadership. And you can combine all of them to get a diploma. And this is under the new education policy in India, wherein you can do them, say, probably in the next 3 years, 3-month courses spread 3 months every year. And then you could get a degree. Sorry, not a degree. Degree is still under the works, but at least a diploma that you can get. So you can have these certification courses counted for more. We have developed Marinet platform where you could have access to recorded courses. Some of the courses are commercial shipping, Excel, BI, email etiquettes, communication skills. And we can help you in choosing the best course for you. For your foreign universities, choosing the preferred geography, assist in providing scholarship. A lot of universities connected to us, we know how do they provide scholarship. They provide some discounts. We can help you in enrollment, in visa, preparing of SOP, LOR. And again, the vision of See and Beyond has been to help you to take a well-informed decision by empowering you, guiding you, and hopefully you achieving the best. That's pretty much from my side. I'll leave it for Amit to probably have the last words, and then we'll open it up for Q&As.
Thank you, Gaurav. So, guys, you all are so lucky here. I mean, you're getting such information and knowledge, I think, where you don't have to reinvent the wheel again, because so many of us have gone through our ups and downs, and we had nobody to guide us then. But this is a great platform, great forum. Gaurav, you're genuinely doing a very, very good job. And I must personally say, and this is not scripted for part of the webinar, I must personally say that Gaurav is a very ethical and a very, straightforward guy. And it's his energies which has made See and Beyond grow, because he's genuinely guiding people. His purpose is not to kind of push you into any college, but it will be genuinely to get you the right advice that you really need at that point in your life. So guys, a little bit about myself other than the introduction. I have a online academy which is called Navigate the Ship of Your Life. I don't know, maybe some of you may have seen me on Instagram or something. So in this online academy, what I have done to help our seafarer friends is, because of my ups and downs in my life, I realized that there are various stages in our life that we need different kind of help. So what I came up with was, what the gap I understood was that at different stages there is different hand-holding that I need. For example, a cadet who comes into Merchant Navy, I released a course called First Ship Success Formula, where we actually help you to understand what to expect when you get on board and how the life is going to be, because maximum dropouts happen in the first 7 days after joining a ship among the cadets. So, and then we have various memberships: silver, gold, platinum. The names are given basically in line with your careers. If you're a second officer, the silver would be for you. If you are a chief officer level, you're a gold with you, chief officer or a second engineer. And platinum is also for chief officers and captains, but it's also to tell you that if you need specific hand holding, then that is the platinum. Let me quickly just explain. Silver means that when you are a second mate, you're dealing with life at sea, you're dealing with long-term relationships, you are having a gap to understand the right partner, you are dealing with probably addictions, fears, phobias, dealing with weight and health problems, or dealing with mental health, depression, and maybe the confusion of your career, which we are all here for. We can help you with your career understanding, and generally depression and sadness when you feel, I think I've not joined the right career. Then I will help you navigate the ship of your life, will help you identify life, identify your strengths, identify that am I going in the right direction, or if you waste 4 years doing your cadetship and then find out that you joined a wrong career, that's really sad. That's a lot of money wasted, 4 years of your life wasted, and the depression and the trauma which will come into you. So you don't have to go through that. We will handhold you right from the beginning. Gold is something which is for a chief officer level or a second engineer level, where you're dealing with the relationships now. Now that you're sailing and you're having a family life, you have to start balancing life at sea and at home. And we all know we all have problems. But thankfully, we are here because we have gone through it. And trust me on this, when I say this statement, which is originally written by me, is learning begins when the need ends. Learning begins when the need ends. For example, if you go for an MBA, when you finish your MBA and you realize now I don't need to do anything more, that's when you'll really start learning. So that's where people like Captain Gaurav and me, we have gone through the learnings and we've realized that because our needs ended, that's where we really started evolving for the industry. So coming back to this goal, where you will be a chief officer or a second engineer level, where you are having career problems or mental health, genuinely now things start creating work pressures, finance becomes an issue. So how to really manage these things, and kids coming into your life at this time, how to leave home. I have cried at on the cabin beds that many nights, because I used to miss my daughter so much. And these are things we need to learn how to cope with, because there is a logical side to it that you have to go sailing, but there is a different side to it that you don't have to go through the pain while you're sailing. So we are here to help you with that. And of course, at this point of chief officer or a second engineer level, you have a change of career and transitions. We are all here to help you with this. We can help you understand your interests. Like Gaurav said, you need to understand your interests. Now, your interests will be based on your strengths and what is your purpose of life. What have you really been born for? You need to understand that. You need to, otherwise, you'll waste 2 years of your life finding out that I thought this was my line, but again, I made a mistake. You lose time and money. Don't do that. We are here to help you with that. Platinum is where you start experiencing life to such an extent that now seafarers who are going through divorces, who are going through some serious disease, I can help you in my Navigate the Ship of Your Life Academy. I can help you get over some of the serious illnesses or some of the fears, phobias, addictions, or if you're going through any depression of loss of a loved one that you had in your life, or a midlife crisis, or career failures. We are here. If there is a merchant navy career failure, don't feel depressed, don't feel low. There are plenty of options ashore. I want to tell you that I did an MBA myself and I did a distance learning. And like Gaurav said, did it give me incremental value in my money or ROI? Somebody has asked, ROI is return on investment. No, but I learned so much that with that knowledge, when I moved on to the next company found me eligible to make me a country head. So I became a country head for the shipping company because somewhere the MBA knowledge was coming down on the table. Okay, when people speak certain language, certain terms, if you've done it, you will be speaking that language. But I felt that as a captain, we just know how to make decisions, but we've never learned managerial skills. So I feel a MBA really taught me that. So, guys, that's about what I can offer you through Navigate the Ship of Your Life. You can take a screenshot of this page. You can contact me anytime. Don't spam me with your phone calls, but I am here to help you. Write to me and I'll be always available. This is my Instagram. You can follow me there. And I am also happy that whoever has joined today Gaurav's webinar, I will offer them 30 minutes of free counseling. You can call me, connect with me, and I will help you in various aspects of your life. And the career transition parts, we will connect, and Gaurav will guide you on that also. But I will also mentally help you understand what aspect of your thinking you need clarity on. Thank you so much for listening to me, and thank you so much for giving me your precious time. I really appreciate, and thank you, Gaurav. Thank you again. Any Q&A? I think please let me know, Gaurav, when is the right time for Q&A?
Yeah, no, I think we can start with the Q&As. I'll just take a couple of polls, and then everyone, whosoever you have a Q&A question, you can put it in the chat window, and I'll moderate the Q&As. In the meanwhile, I just have a poll for all of you in terms of what do you feel, and I just want to understand if you would like to enhance your skill. Are you looking at an MBA? Are you looking at, and there's nothing right or wrong, right? You're looking at a shipping focused one, modular, and if so, when would you look at these kind of courses, if at all?
I like to just add, which is a very personal opinion, that shipping and logistics, which means our MTD, multimodal transport side, and containerization and courier company, and shipping, which is the logistics, is really growing, the supply chain management. So, and I know a friend who's ex-mariner, and today he's at a salary, and trust me what I'm saying, that he's at a 3 CR package per year. So, and he's somebody just like you and me. So, right place, right time, but that's where I found that he's doing very well. That doesn't mean that's the only line, just a thought.
Absolutely. Sky's the limit. All right. The last 10 seconds, guys, if you could answer the poll, and then we'll stop the poll. I'll share the results with you as well. Got about 70% of you who have answered. Okay, I see no more answers coming in. I'm ending the poll and I'm just sharing results just for everyone to know. So yeah, 54% are looking at shipping focused, then modular courses, MBAs, and then others, right? A lot of you are looking at next year, most of you, within the timeline when you would like to do the course. All right, thanks, guys. I'll move to the Q&A, and I've got questions coming in. Rohit, ISB or IM? Now, this is a very personal view. If you are less than 30, and both are, I mean, IM has two courses. One is 2 year and one is 1 year. 2 year, hands down, if you get over there, there is no two ways about it. If you're looking at a 1 year one, which experienced professionals look at, then if you're more than 30, I would say, or borderline 30, IM. If you're less than 30, ISB. The only reason is because ISB has an extremely good placement cell, right? And when they go into companies for placement, they are able to land not the very high jobs, high-end jobs, but at a mid-management levels. And so that's why I'm saying less than 30 in ISB. And IM, of course, has another brand value, and so more than 30 for sure IM. Saket, all right, you. Okay, Saket, I can at least tell you how could you choose the area of interest, and then we could probably get on to a one-to-one call, or Captain Amit can also help you later. My view is, look at people who are into commercial, chartering, port management, weather routing. Talk to them, and talk to a person who is actually doing it, right? And you should have, say, 10 questions which should be ready, right? Those 10 questions can be, how is the personal life? How is the progression? What is the salary? Whatever questions are specific to you, right? Everyone would have different questions. So keep those 10 questions ready, make a table. And in this particular thing, in commercial, this is what will happen. In this will also happen. And then choose an area of interest. It's a very one-to-one discussion, difficult to guide you in a public platform, but that's how we could start. Amit, you have anything to add on?
Yeah, earlier Gaurav had spoken about the fact that, anything can happen down the line, maybe another war that breaks out. So, a very humble suggestion is that please understand your interests, please understand your strengths, please understand your purpose and what makes you happy, because don't go for the money, money will follow. And look at enhancing your skills, look at upgrading yourself with your certifications, because if anything untoward happens in the world, you'll at least do what you're loving to do. You'll not complain going to office, and money always goes and comes and increases, comes down. It is a cyclic thing.
Totally agree. Thanks. Captain Sachin, PMP certification from PMI. I mean, will this help? Absolutely, this is going to help. But this is not what companies require, right? Maritime companies, even if you do a small Excel or a small IT kind of a course, um, they would be happy at this point of time. It's an overkill PMP. It's very tough to clear. It's an overkill. So start with the smaller ones, apply, and I'm sure you should be able to uh, help, get help. Dinesh, I've read your question. I'll summarize it for those who haven't read. Essentially, you've done your MBA and from a very good college, in fact, and you're having issues in getting a right kind of a job. And of course, you shouldn't be going back to sailing. Okay. All right. So I'm not sure when did you pass your MBA, but if it's in this 24 itself and it's been 6 months, then I, I don't know what kind of roles did you apply for, but getting a job honestly should not be an issue, especially if you've done it from MDI. There are enough and more jobs in the maritime industry. They may not be paying a lot, but you could look at starting from them. Or there are certain jobs wherein your experience is very much valued, and the reason why you're not getting jobs is because your experience is not getting valued. So I can tell you those things, but let's connect one to one. It'll take at least 10-15 minutes of discussion to guide you, Dinesh. But I understand, and I have talked to a few more people who have faced a similar conundrum. Amit, feel free to add in any one of these questions, please, wherever you would like to comment.
Yeah, I think anybody who's asking these questions, maybe very more detailed homework has to be done on this. So get on a call with us in any way if you need guidance on your interests. I can help you. Otherwise, the career side, of course, Gaurav is the best expert. But connect with us. Sometimes maybe on a common platform you don't want to share more than that. Also, you can talk to us one.
Okay, Shruti, I've seen your question. You're saying that you're not able to kickstart your career. You're already working in an admin executive. So I kind of just want to say that in shipping, I have seen that is one of the most fair field, right? References and all I have generally not seen working a lot. They may work initially, but generally nowadays it's not. So if you're having issues in kickstarting and getting into a personal documentation kind of a role, it is not difficult, not at all difficult, and I can tell you that. Share your CV with us. We probably have about 20 odd openings, and we'll see wherever we could try and get you in. But again, these requires more personal interactions. It's difficult to answer at a public platform. I can just give a very generic answer over here. Captain Sachin, I've already answered your question. PMP is an overkill right now. You can do smaller courses and that'll get you through. What are the options ahead for me? Which is better, MBA or MICS? Suresh, if you want to make a career in shipping, then probably I think, and if you want to switch from QHSC to some other field within shipping, right? Then try and do a course. MICS is probably better. If you want to quit shipping altogether, then doing an MBA is better, but do it from a reputed college, a very reputed college. Or if you don't want to get into commercial, you just want to increase your network, do a shipping focused course. The major thing that does is you will have 20 more people in that course who are from shipping, from different geographies around the world. You will be able to leverage that network, and that network stays with you for your entire eternity till the time you are there. So you'll be able to leverage that kind of network and have more chances of career progression. So depends. Commercial, MICS, non-shipping, MBA, but non-commercial, non-shipping, then try and look at the distance learning programs. Parag, Hardik, Sunil, we are starting a commercial course in January. It's a 6-week, 36 hours course. We've completed the first batch. We've got at least 5 people who are interviewing right now. At least 2 or 3 will get placed in a fairly decent role from that course. So it's starting in January. Write to us on education@cnbeyond.com. We'll give you details about the course and you can enroll for that. Captain Sachin, I was in the IT field. I was working in IBM for 4 years. You can get into a project management role in IT field. You will need to upskill. And if that's what you want, you need to do an MBA. Just doing an IT course will not get you through, because the companies which have projects into marine or logistics are big companies. They will not hire you just because of an IT course. They will hire you because of an IT and an MBA which you have done and from a reputed college. I've had at least 5 to 8 cases of mariners who have moved to an IT domain after doing an MBA. Heather, a course on logistics and shipping, a certification course, yes, but I think it's better to do a full-time course, which is probably at least a year long. Dubai is a very good place to do a logistics course. I can tell you, it's growing like anything. And in case anyone is interested, they're starting a course in January, a 15-month course with a very, very good placement prospect. So if any one of you are looking out, again, reach out to us, reach out to education@cnbeyond.com. Okay, Rahul, it's a generic thing which you have written. You want to kickstart your career, connect to us one-on-one. We'll be able to give you more specific advice. Captain Sachin, ICS membership. Very few people are able to directly get a short job with it, but can you get directly by just doing an ICS? Yes. But you'll have to do a few more other things. Not just doing ICS, but a few more things which will help you land a job. Commercial shipping, chartering is hot right now in India. As you would have seen, a lot of companies are coming to India, commercial entities setting up their ops center in India, and more import export is happening in India. So which means a lot of chartering is happening in India. So there are a lot of opportunities in India. Of course, there are outside India also. So Captain Rishikesh, a lot of opportunities in India. Mariners typically start on the operation side, post-fix side, and then they move to other fields if you would want to. I don't know what is DBA, Captain Sachin. I'm sorry. If you can write it down. Sumit, how can one get as voyage data optimizer roadmap? A very specific question. There's no route to it, but one key skill over there is data analysis. Work on data analysis, Excel, BI, look at these 2 skills and then start to apply. There are much more higher chances for you getting a job into the optimizing route. Captain Sachin, PhD, depends why you want to do a PhD. I can't comment whether it's advisable or not. It depends on the purpose that it will solve for you. Yogesh, okay. Yogesh, if you want to do an MBA, now is the right time. Do not wait for becoming a second engineer. Companies do not look at a 4th engineer or second. Non-shipping companies will not look at a 4th engineer, second engineer differently. For them, you are a marine engineer. If you want to do an MBA now. Captain Sachin, extra masters, the benefits is essentially in the administration. When you are in administration, better chances of progression over there, and in training. Those are the 2 places where extra master helps. Rohit, do write a email to us and we'll connect to you, education@c and beyond. Okay, Diresh, October 24th. Diresh, it's been 2 months for you since you've passed out. It takes, if you've not, I mean, don't worry. 2 months is normal. It's extremely normal for a person to look for a job. You have to be at it. We can absolutely get a job into shipping, but non-shipping, try over there, try and do a little bit of supply chain roles. And then you should be able to get through. Write to us. Let's see what we can help you with. Sumit, I've answered your question. Captain Mane, I didn't get your question. I've understood what you're doing. Sunil, you're a chief engineer. Two things. One is ICS course, and the other is you can try out our course, which we are starting in January. We have had about I think about 7 or 8 engineers who did that course, and they found it fairly useful. A few of them are interviewing as we speak. We just finished the course about a week, 10 days back. Okay, Captain Mane, your question, what courses you can do? So data analysis courses are the topmost, which I would suggest. But the courses depend on where you would like to get into. If you want to get into the HSCQ side of things, safety and quality, maybe an internal or auditor course, training, TOTA course. Depends where you would like to get into, and then accordingly do that kind of course. But I emphasize a lot on data analysis. That's where what companies are looking in, day out for the new recruits. Right. I think I've answered your question, Sunil. How can I get connected to one of you? Okay, we've answered that. In port management, Captain Saket, port management, excellent course starting in January in Dubai. It's a 15-month course. It's one of the top French colleges which have set up their campus. AD Ports, Abu Dhabi Ports has invested into the course. They're picking up candidates. Look at that course, write an email, and we should be able to give you more details about that course. Shruti, you have the email ID over there. Mohammed Ajmal, you're working as an ETO, and what are the ETO? You can get into training, you can get into electrical superintendent work. Those are the 2 most relevant jobs. But you can also get into voyage performance. For that, you'll have to do maybe a couple of, you have to understand a little bit more on the technical sides, and then you can get into vessel performance as well. That's a very, very hot role right now. All right, Captain Rishikesh, you've shared the numbers. Captain Sachin, doctorate in business. I don't know about DBA, Captain Sachin. Sorry, I may not be able to guide you on that. Okay, Captain Mane, if you want to do an MBA as a master mariner, if you're already master mariner, then do it into shipping management, because that's which is more relevant. If you're not a master, if you are at an operations level sailing, then probably look at a full-time MBA from one of the top colleges. General management is what I would suggest. Sumit, yes, we have courses on Excel and BI. Maybe Smita can give you the details of those courses. Vikram, if you're a master, what will be suitable for you? Again, you could do I mean, to me, I think a full-time course into either port management, into either commercial shipping, or into supply chain. Those are the 3 areas where, as a master or a chief engineer, we should look at, because they not only broaden your horizons, you have better chances of getting a job and more progression over a period of time, Vikram. That's what I would suggest. Which courses, which geography, that's we can possibly discuss later on. Okay. Chief Officer LNG. Okay. So you would need, and if you are looking for a job in UK, Aman, it's extremely difficult for you to get a job directly from here. The only major reason is visa. So that's the reason why I would suggest that you do there are a couple of colleges which, if you do post-grad degree, and there could be different degrees, you get a post-study 2-year work visa. And that time it helps you to kind of then look at the opportunities over there. There are a lot of opportunities in UK for your experience, but because of visa issues, you may not be able to get a direct job. If you do a post-grad, which is probably 9 to 12 months course, very high chances of you getting a job over there. Yes, Captain Sachin, we have one. Rohit is Master COC from UK. Unfortunately, no, Rohit. They look at our equivalency certificate, and an equivalency certificate you can get from Mumbai University, but they need a Master COC from India. I think if you do it from ICS, through ICS, there is a way of getting UK COC to an equivalency of graduation equivalency. I don't know the details, but I can find it out, Rohit. Sumit, write to us. We are partnered to about 7 to 8 odd companies which are hiring for vessel performance, and we can take your CV forward to those companies. So that's where we could help you. Captain Rishikesh, doing MBA from abroad is more preferred than India, or is the same with respect to job opportunities in India? Growth rate in India is much higher than anywhere else in the world. So more opportunities will of course come in India, but whether you want to go outside India or in India, it's a very personal decision. It's a very personal choice. It depends on your family, what stage of life you are in, what are your, where do you want to be in the future. So then accordingly you can plan. The only thing that insight which I may want to give you is, in India, it's extremely difficult to get into a good MBA college. But outside India, you can get into an MBA college a little bit easily, and a top colleges as well, comparatively easily. And that's where you can leverage your sailing experience, your MBA done from outside, and then stay a couple of years over there and then come back to India. That's what I would prefer for most of for us. Captain Sachin, which IT course to be done? My suggestion is, and write to us. I have about 10 to 15 odd courses which you can do for free, right? So do say a 20-hour course on data analysis, blockchain, IoT, Internet of Things, on maybe I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 more technologies. And why I'm saying is, do a free course initially is because then you'll understand where your interest lies, right? Once you understand the interest, then go deep into it. My view is data analysis is where we should stay, because it's easy right now. And once you have crossed the age of 26, 27, getting into core coding becomes difficult. So that's what I would suggest, Captain Sachin. Captain Mane, write to us, and we'll of course arrange for that discussion, please. Sumit, I would strongly suggest for vessel performance, enroll for one of those courses. You can do it from Sea and Beyond or outside. Our USP is we give you maritime-focused use cases, which is more relevant for you, or which you will be able to relate it better. Otherwise, Excel, BI, you can get these courses anywhere else as well. You can do wherever, but look for a certification, and that will help you greatly getting into that field. Rishabh, at any point of time, ICS certification is extremely valuable. Go for it. You don't have to wait for achievements. In fact, if you do it now, it will help you in your achievements as well, when you read those courses. Again, Mithun, I said data analysis, but as I said, write to us. We'll give you about 8-10 free courses which you could do from a few places, and then choose which one you would like to do. It was I answered a lot of questions very quickly. I hope it was useful to you guys. Amit, you may want to summarize the kind of questions which we received, whatever I answered, your thoughts on it, please.
No, absolutely. There is there has to be a rational approach in what you do. So please use your brains, but I mean, listen to your heart, but carry your brains with you, like they say. So follow your passion and follow your interests, because, as I already said, it will help you enjoy your work irrespective of the money you're getting. And what happens is, as you keep doing what you're doing, the money just gets better because you are so good at it. And people recognize that. Another key concept, I think, which is for people who have stayed till the end of the seminar and webinar, is that please understand, the key to an MBA is not the knowledge of the teacher. The MBA gives you a lot of peer learning. When there are other 50 to 100 students in the class, I did my MBA, and if I have somebody sitting from HDFC Bank, one from HSBC, one from L&T, one from some Otis lifts, then you actually get such a wide horizon that you understand how their industry is operating. Your mind opens up so well, and down the line, as you grow in your career, please remember, it's your relationships which matter. It's how you maintain relations. If you are very good technically, but you are very poor with your human relationship, trust me, you will get nowhere. Because end of the day, it's networking which will take you to bigger heights. So please understand these skills. We are all here to help you with that, and help you really soften that fall for you and take your career to a very big high. Thank you so much. Nothing else from my side.
Great, Amit, and very well said. I can't agree with you more. It's not the degree which you get, right? It's that network, the learning from that network, the relationship which you made over there, or whatever you learn, and how you then start seeing things, right? And addressing them. That's what changes you, and that's the essential learning. That's the essential ROI. All the salary, all the things will happen. That's a byproduct.
And one more thing to all our mariners here, that please don't underestimate yourself. I also thought a little small about myself when I was 30. I went for the MBA. Then I realized, man, I am a king here, because I have done life at sea. I've made decisions. None of them in that group knew what our life is about and how we have learned things. So please don't underestimate yourself. You are a king where you are, and a queen in what you're doing, and you are the best. Trust me, go with that attitude, and definitely everybody will find their path. Everybody will find their route. But stay strong, stay confident. It's that confidence which everybody is looking for, and all seafarers already have it. You just need to understand that.
I think this this is a very important. I also had the same feeling, and I know many more mariners, seafarers feel the same way. Just to give you one data point, when I passed out of IIM Ahmedabad, I was the person who had the maximum offer. I had the highest salary offered in my batch. I was the recruitment secretary in my batch. So, and I'm a very I'm not a very smart guy, honestly. But that's what I mean. That's what this line does to us, right? It really helps us, and but sometimes we don't realize it. So be confident about ourselves, guys. I just take one final feedback poll from you guys, and then we will stop the meeting. So you should have a feedback question on your screen. Were your expectations met? Was the session useful? And how would you rate the session? And if you would like any other particular thing in this session or any improvements that you would like, please put it on the chat window. We look forward to improving ourselves, and that will really help us. Feedback is to improve. So tell us where we could improve, please.
Another thing that I help people with is down the line relationship management. One of the big things to understand is anger management. I've seen so many people lose so many jobs, lose so many relationships because they've not been able to manage their anger. No certificate will help you if you are not able to do that. So please reach out to me if you feel there is any need in areas like that, and check out my Instagram and connect with me on your other life's issues, and I'll be happy to help.
Thanks, everyone. I'm glad that all of you at least liked our sessions, liked our session, and thanks for your uh, feedback. And if anything you want us to improve upon, or if you would like us to do a webinar on any particular thing, do write to us on education@cnbeyond.com. And of course, Amit had also shared his email ID, or we could also help you in connecting to Amit as well. Sujit, for one-to-one session, you'll probably have to write either to one of us, depending on where you would want or which kind of counseling that you need.
Yeah,
And
he's saying he wants to connect with me. He's written
yeah,
down.
sure.
Sujit, I left my number and my email ID. If let me put my number here again. That's my mobile and that's my email ID. Yeah, and reach out, guys. It's time to sort things out. Don't hesitate. Don't feel shy. We've all been through it. We've all screwed up, and we can always correct it. That's the best part of humans. We make mistakes, but we are
Hello.
always ready for change.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay.
That's
Thank
pretty
you.
much it. Thank you, everyone. We spent almost 42 hours with each other.
Yeah.
Good time spent.
Thank you, Captain Gaurav. Thank you for having me over. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye. Pleasure. Thank you.